Once this man was there for this job interview, and the one who was conducting the interview, this big guy, told, "We are looking for somebody who is very responsible." Among the candidates, someone lifted a hand and said, "If that is the case, I am your man. Because the last company that I was working for, anything that happened bad, they all said I was responsible. So I am the responsible guy." So today I happen to be the responsible guy here instead of Deacon Mike. It was supposed to be his turn, and due to some situation, I am preaching. First week of the Advent. And every year, the church is starting something afresh, new, liturgically, the new season, the new breath coming to the church. We are in the new year, as I mentioned. And it is Adventists waiting for the Lord to come, as we have this wreath, which represent the indefinite love of God, evergreen. And we have these 4 candles, which keeps advancing one to the next. We have all those wonderful words: hope, peace, joy, and what is the last one? Love, joy, and we have the peace. Keep advancing one to the next. And is it something really to do with our praise? Yes, very much, because the church finds so meaningful by giving these symbols to us, leading us through this season. As the season changes, we are into the next season. And it has got a very meaningful purpose in it. Because as the nature coming to a different turn, we have the days shorter, we enter into something different, and the church is looking for a new coming, new beginning, new opening. And we see that culminating towards the great feast of Christmas. I remember telling this story last year, if you remember, about this movie, a German movie, some years back, which is called Run, Lola, Run. This woman, young woman who is in a struggle, she has got this short time span, a few minutes she has, to make this enormous amount of money to save her boyfriend from the hands of these bad people from the mafia. She has only like 20 minutes or something. The entire movie that this woman, Lola, runs for making that enormous money. She's frantic, she's panicked. She's so scared, she keeps moving. And in her run, she sees so many characters of life. She is using all her capacity, all her energy, all her physical strength. Whatever she could do in that time, she tries, and everything becomes a failure. She fails. She is not a religious person. She doesn't pray. She is not connected to God. She does not go to church. She is a symbol of, we can associate with anybody who is out there. And Lola, at some moment of this running, this frantic movement, stops. She is so exhausted. She is almost hopeless. Now, looking to the sky, she just says, I am waiting. I am waiting. That is the story of Lola. She did not have any background in prayer or going for the Sunday Mass. Or she knew at that moment of the utmost desire, the need of her life. She is in need and she's waiting. Friends, the Advent season is a season of waiting. And this waiting is not simply a waiting. It is not a passive waiting. This waiting is always with a meaning. And as a parish family, we have decided to make use of this wonderful resource, the Holy Moments, which was given to you all personally. If you did not get it, grab it as you leave the church today. It is available. And all our homilies for this season of Advent will be focusing on this book by Matthew Kelly, The Holy Moments. I'm trying to reflect today on the first part of it, of the character in this Advent story about Mary, mother of Jesus. And what is Mary in this time of waiting? How she was making the moments of those times of this visitation, of this annunciation, of this angel calling her to be the mother of God. How it turns to be in her life. And sometimes when we have these moments, we are unaware they are actually something to do with our life. And a revisiting of those moments again will help us to make it more holy. As we were listening, some of us were participating this morning for this Advent retreat by Father Joshua, trying to tell us that these moments are in everybody's life. These moments are not an end in itself. It is helping us to go further, to see many more moments in our life like that, to be connecting to God. Michelangelo, the great sculptor, the great famous person, 88 years of his life, almost toward the end of his life, after having all these achievements, all the fame that he has, says something. I have done so little in caring for my soul. Many moments Michelangelo has in his life, all these 88 years. And at one moment he is lamenting that I have not done so much for my soul. The famous words, last words of Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Quite often we revisit that on the YouTube, you know. He says, I have succeeded in everything. I'm a more successful person. I am like the lifetime of success, the epitome of success. And I don't count any of them now. Nothing is big to me at this moment when he's, sick with the cancer. We have all these experiences at some time in life, situations of fame and celebration where we fail to acknowledge, be awakened to these moments where God is calling. Everybody has got this struggle to find meaning, to find happiness in life. And the first chapter also speaks about the two kinds of hungers that we have, the big hunger and the short hunger. The short hunger is always for the food, and the big hunger is for the meaning of life, which I found quite meaningful. We can be easily satisfied by eating. We always satisfy that short hunger for buying clothes, for shopping, for visiting places. It all fills that short hunger. But always remains that big hunger in life, the hunger for meaning. And friends, again, I just invite you to if you remember the story that I said last year, I believe about, I had that chance of holding that little lamb as my uncle, Thomas, my favorite uncle, my mom's brother, working the train station as a signal in charge. And I had this privilege of, holding that lamb. I was so excited to hold that lamb when the trains are passing to give this green or red signal. So I was just reflecting later on this one again, revisiting some of those moments back. I found I was doing something big to these thousands of passengers traveling in those trains, and this, thousands of liters of gas or, all these materials carried in the wagons. Unknowingly, I was doing something big. I did not decode any signals. I did not follow any instructions. I just did what my uncle asked me to do. It was a moment. It was a holy moment. Why sometimes we have to revisit these holy moments, these moments in our life? We all do have such moments. When we revisit, we are awakened. Okay, this was something special in my life. There are many in your life. Coming to the life of Mary, Mary is one of the key characters we have in the Advent story. Someone who is most important, maybe. Called to be the mother of God. That annunciation, the angel Gabriel coming and telling Mother Mary that you are to be the mother of God. And we say that in our joyful mysteries of the Holy Rosary. I never feel that it was a joyful thing for her. It was almost a kind of death warrant for Mother Mary, like someone of that age, already engaged in marriage, going to be found pregnant in a Jewish tradition, she would be stoned to death. And Mary's yes, that courageous yes, which is making the salvation history possible. And whatever she underwent is something great as we consider. The definition that we have in this book, what is a holy moment? It's a bit, it's a good definition. I just take 4 words from that. If you have not gone through, please take it. Take some time to read it. It's quite powerful. Holy moment is a moment that you are open to God and you are available and you make a preference. And finally, you do what God wants you to do. Holy moment is where you are open to God. Mother Mary was open to God by saying yes, that fiat. She said yes, yes continued all her life. And she always put preference for God in her life because she was trained to be so. She was brought up in such an environment. To be the mother of God, it was already in the plan of God. And she continued her life to be in those terms, giving preference to God in our life. And thirdly, then she is always available to God. Not only at that moment of saying yes, it continued all through her life. Bearing her son Jesus, raising him up, listening to all the accusations, all the judgments of people, all the misunderstandings, and being crucified, such a tragic death her son had to undergo, and whatever she heard about him. All these moments, she was available and giving preference to God. And finally, she was doing what God wanted her to do in her life. Doing the mission of God. Everyone who is connected to this holy moment in our own life is invited to do something more about it. In other words, it is a mission. So, my dear friends, as we reflect on this first Sunday of the Advent season, ask the good Lord for the grace to be opening ourselves to this moment, or revisiting some of the moments in our own life, which already took place. But surely it gives us a lot of courage, a lot of inspiration to be available to God, to give preference to Him, and to do something about it, which is the mission that we are called to. God bless you.